In a small village, there was an old carpenter. He was very good at making things from wood. People loved his work, but as he got older, his hands became weak. Fewer people came to him for work, and soon he had no money to buy food. He lived alone in a small, broken house. Every day, he sat in his workshop, hoping someone would give him work. But most people went to younger carpenters who were faster and stronger. One day, a cheerful traveler came to the village. He heard about the carpenter's troubles and decided to visit him. The traveler sat with the carpenter and listened to his story. The carpenter said sadly, "I worked hard all my life, but now I feel useless. No one wants my work anymore." The traveler looked around the carpenter's workshop. He saw a big pile of broken wooden pieces in the corner. The traveler smiled and said, "You have a special gift. You can make beautiful things, even from these scraps. Why don't you try making something with them?" The carpenter shook his head. "Who will want something made from scraps?" The traveler said, "You won't know unless you try." Sometimes when we give something from the heart, good things happen in return. That night, the carpenter decided to try. He picked up the scraps and started working. He made small wooden animals, birds, and tiny houses. They were simple, but very beautiful. The next morning, the carpenter placed the wooden toys outside his workshop. He wrote a small sign, "Take one. Pay what you want." People in the village stopped to look. Children loved the little animals. Adults admired the fine work. Some gave the carpenter coins, others gave food, and some even brought him pieces of wood to use. Soon, more people came to see the carpenter's creations. A merchant from another town visited. He loved the toys and asked the carpenter to make more for his shop. At first, the carpenter worried he didn't have enough wood. Then he had an idea. The carpenter asked the villagers to give him their old, broken wooden furniture. He fixed some of it and used the rest to make more toys. In time, the carpenter's life changed. He earned enough money to fix his house and buy food. He also started teaching young people in the village how to work with wood. They learned from him and found work too. A few months later, the traveler came back to the village. He saw the carpenter's workshop full of happy people working and laughing. The carpenter smiled and said to the traveler, "Your advice changed my life. I learned that even when we think we have nothing, we can still give something. And when we give, life gives back to us." The traveler replied, "What you gave was your skill, creativity, and heart. You turned worthless scraps into beautiful gifts for others. That's why life gave back to you." The carpenter's story teaches us an important lesson. No matter how little we have, we can always give something. When we give with an open heart, we create happiness and new opportunities, just like the carpenter turned old scraps into a new life.